Okay, we're here. Hi, Jess.
Hi, Michelle.
Thanks for joining me today at Lunch and Learn. So, the month of September has been about back to school. And 2 of the weeks I had Ria Bausch, she's a dental treatment coordinator, come out and talk to me about dental care and oral health care and everything for kids getting ready to go back to school. And then I also had a live that we did with my friend that's an elementary school teacher. So she talked about preparing the classroom and preparing the kids for back to school. And for the last one of the month, I was able to snag this one. Jess from Holistically Clean Company. And here's the irony. I managed to snag her because she just told me she did 3 cleans this morning, starting at 6 a.m., 3 different locations, and has 3 more after this. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So Jess is going to kind of talk a bit. I had looked up cleaning for your home because I thought, you know what? Kids have been in your house all summer. Big kids, little kids, kids going off to college, whatever, they've been home. And now they're kind of on their way out. So what's a good way to kind of get your life back to order and back to normal would be to do a big clean. So I know we like to do spring cleans, but this is a good time as well, September. And so Jeff is gonna help me kind of go through my spring cleaning checklist. I downloaded one off of the interwebs. And because definitely I'm a doTERRA wellness advocate, I really want to use my doTERRA products and I want to help people with suggestions for that. So just going to kind of go through what she would do on a typical clean and we'll just go from there. Okay?
Sound good.
Okay.
So starting with products that I use. So I use the doTERRA On Guard Concentrate Castile soap in my multi-purpose cleaner with lemon essential oil. So lemon, it makes it smell lemony and nice and clean. And
beautiful.
A lot of people are all about smell.
Yeah.
I use vinegar and baking soda in the toilets.
Okay.
Vinegar and lemon on the mirror as well.
Okay.
Mixed in with some filtered water.
Perfect. Okay. So let's talk then about. I'm going to go through the list shortly, but you talked about mirrors. Purpose cleaner would be on counters, I'm assuming, that sort of thing.
Just not granite.
Just not granite. Okay, what's that?
Because the lemon will eat away at the finish.
Okay. So what would you use on granite?
You can use like a tree oil, tea tree, or air votive, and you can use rubbing alcohol on it. It's just a small amount mixed with water. But you don't want to use vinegar on it either.
Okay, good tip. How about floors? So say linoleum, tile, what kind of things do you do?
On Guard Concentrate is actually one of the best cleaners that I found for those. But for hardwood, because it's got the orange in it, it eats away at the finish on it. So I use the Murphy's oil soap. Okay,
awesome. And then how about carpet? Does anyone have carpet anymore?
There's some carpet.
Upstairs in my house I have carpet, but like downstairs we went like hardwood floor.
I put a baking soda mixture with, I use lemon and wild orange, or if a client specifically wants a scent, and I change up the oil a bit.
Okay.
But most of the time I use lemon.
Awesome. Okay, so those are really good tips for cleaning the surfaces. I wanted to go over this list and see if you had any other suggestions for me. Okay, so living areas. That was one of the first things. We talked about opening the windows for ventilation or turning on an air filter. Does anyone where you clean, do they have air filters? Do they have, I guess I'm going with it, diffusers. Diffusers and purifying the air and that sort of thing.
They do have diffusers, and I do turn them on while I'm cleaning, with their permission, of course.
Yeah.
And if they don't have one, and I've asked if I can bring my own, they give me permission for that. I do open windows as long as it's not very windy out, because you always want to start with high dusting and then surface dusting. So high dusting, because everything will fall to the ground and it will settle on top of everything else. And if you have the windows open and it's really breezy out, it's just going to blow all the dust everywhere.
Literally things that make the most sense that she's saying to me that I'm like, what? Oh my gosh. Perfect. Okay. What about cleaning furniture? So I have a leather couch, So what would I want to use on my leather couch?
So if it's real leather, you want to be very careful with the products that you use on it. For most of the real leather, I actually just use water, as anything can stain it.
Okay.
If it's faux leather, you want to stay away from anything citrus. You can use organic castile soap, but I found Dawn dish soap, just a little bit of Dawn dish soap on a wet cloth, and you just kind of spot treat it.
Okay, perfect. And then with, so I think it's real leather. I've had it forever. Got it on sale way back when I was like, whatever, 20 something. So it's lasted this long. So I think it's real leather. We just got some real wood furniture, like some real nice furniture from Lucan Architectural. I don't know if anyone's listening from there. And so there's always been talk about what to use on real wood.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe lemon is good or no?
Because you can't use lemon on, like a citrus on real hardwood floor.
Okay.
I haven't used lemon on any real wood furniture.
Yeah.
So a lot of my clients just want water on
Yeah.
it. So it's whatever the client recommends.
Yeah.
I know olive oil is a good wood polisher.
Yeah. I feel like I read somewhere about lemon, but because you'll use like lemon pledge. And so they're like, okay, but you wouldn't just put like lemon on it. It would
That's right.
definitely be mixed, probably with that olive oil makes kind of sense.
Yes.
If you really wanted to do that. Okay, coolio. We're talking about windows and window sills. Do you do anything on the outside of homes, just out of curiosity?
No,
No.
everyone's just inside.
Perfect. And you probably, do you get, because the kids are creative and they're Picassos, and some of them like to write on walls and draw on walls and that kind of good stuff. Do you
Lemon
do that?
essential oil. And it takes everything, including permanent marker, off.
Oh, here you go. Okay. This I knew already, actually.
Where it doesn't take the paint off. Like Magic Eraser, if you use it on any other surface but a white surface, it takes the paint off.
See, we can't be having that. But this is good. This is good to know, because I've gone to essential oil classes where that's the number one demonstration they do, which is take the crayon on somebody's wall, the host of the class, who starts panicking. Oh my God, why are you writing on my wall? And then the kid says, don't worry, and then wipes it clean. It's like,
Yeah.
And it's the same with like gooey stuff, right? So Goo Gone is what we would buy, but you would use lemon oil on things with labels, stickers, price tags, tape residue. So if you had put things up on the wall for the kids, and even used painter's tape, which isn't as bad, but let's say you used other tape and you have goo, lemon oil, essential oil. Awesome. Do you have to do anything ever in people's dresser drawers or anything like that? And I was thinking, because I was seeing on here about lining drawers.
No, I haven't done anything.
Okay, just how old are you? Around?
30.
Okay, 30. She's a baby. Okay, I turned 49 this year, 2019. We used to line all our drawers in our homes with like drawer liners. Like you bought them and they were like this like high perfume, lavender perfume, which is why I hated lavender for the longest time, because that wasn't real lavender I was smelling. But it's a very 70s into the 80s thing. Do people do that anymore? No. Okay. But do they do anything in there to keep, like instead of using mothballs for deodorizing or anything like that, what would you suggest? Because
what I've noticed is if you take cotton balls and put essential oil on it, lavender, whatever you want your clothes to smell like, that works really well.
I think it's just funny if you think about it. Like, that's all like
drawer liners. My grandmothers used to have potpourri bags in their drawers.
Yes, that's what we did. And even like the mothballs, you put mothballs and you just think of like how massively toxic, and just the thought makes me laugh. Now, how I made it this far, I don't know, but perfect, because that was something I wanted to talk about, cleaning up, deodorizing. Now that I have diffusers and I use diffusers, that definitely helps. My sons are out of the house now. One is 22, the other's 25. I don't remember. But they were, so 163 and 161. And then there was my husband. Okay, so all boys and just me. So gross. I'm sorry,
Very
boys.
stinky.
I'm sorry, boys. You
Yeah.
have Chase. I mean, you have a
Oh,
boy.
yeah,
You know.
I get it.
Right? So putting sneaker balls was something we do all the time, and even that was not enough. So
Chase wears AFOs on his feet
okay.
all day long,
Yeah.
and then shoes and socks on top of that, and it's ripe, like the whole 9 yards. I actually
love him.
spray his feet, his braces, and his shoes twice a day with tea tree and peppermint oil mixture with some water, and it has definitely knocked the stink out. Oh,
Amazing.
It was bad. Like I'd walk in my house and gag. It was terrible.
He's just like, I didn't mean to be this way, Mom. No, we know you're a boy. It's not your fault.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So that's awesome tip as far as for deodorizing and deodorizing in areas where it can get musty or it's closed to the air. So that's awesome. I did want to ask a bit about the kitchen. So cleaning things like the fridge, aluminum,
Everything. One of the biggest things other than high dusting is you want to make sure you clean everywhere that little fingers especially are going to touch.
Yep.
Door frames, door handles, behind the door handles on the fridge
very
too.
true. Yeah.
Dishwasher, the whole thing. Even the sides of them, they touch everything.
Yeah, I've had my granddaughter for the week, and I corroborate what she's saying, and it's, yeah, like oh, my finger got caught. How did your fingers get back there? Why are you even reaching behind there?
Yep, I've found some fingerprints in some very odd places, and their moms just go, I don't know. It's like, okay.
Well, and what's nice is that because you use natural products, when they are touching things, and if it inevitably is going to go in their mouth somehow, whether it's fingers or something they pick up, which is inevitably going to go in their mouth, it's really good that use the, like...
That's right, it's not
natural
toxic and harmful for them.
No. Cleaning out the dishwasher. So I've seen some DIYs, because I will admit, because it's my husband, he's not 100% on the natural, non-toxic train yet. So we still have, and he still will go buy in large quantities, the dishwasher puck to clean, like run this through a cycle to clean. I'm like, I feel like we should just put some vinegar through it or so. Why?
Once a month I use vinegar in mine. It's based on baking soda. You put you sprinkle it all over the bottom, and then you put it through a cycle.
Yeah.
And then you put vinegar on the top, and then run it again. And it cleans
If I
it
try
out.
to hide the pucks, then all of a sudden I come back and there's another big box. Like, because he goes to Costco and he doesn't listen to me.
Oh, I
so
hear
then we
you
have
on
two
that
big
one.
boxes and I'm just like, I can't hide it anymore. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to have to run it through myself and figure it out. I know that as far as cleaning out the stove. So again, I'm going to just keep going back to what I used to do and what probably a lot of people do still. I used to buy the spray oven cleaner that made the big, easy off with the big foam. And even now you're like toxic. Like I could smell it now and think it's doing a good job, right? Because the smell was so strong of like poison. And yeah, what would you do instead?
Vinegar and baking soda.
Okay, and so how? Like
I would make it into a paste.
Okay.
And then just use gloves, and then just spread it all, and I let it sit there, and then when I go back, probably about 45 minutes to an hour, and then you spray vinegar. You are going to need to use some elbow grease.
Okay, yeah, still scrub a bit.
Yeah.
And even with the easy off, if it's on there, it's on there. You're still going to need to scrub or whatever.
Yes.
But just, if you think about it, what we did.
And you have your head in the oven.
In the oven.
I remember I had to clean my sister's stove, and she laughed at me because my butt was sticking up in the air, and I'm in there, and I'm like got my shirt over my face, and I have a mask on as well, and it just was not cutting it.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. I just keep thinking back. That's why I wanted to do this as well, because just the things that I used to do, that a lot of people used to do and still do, and things we used to buy at the store, and if you just think of the things we did.
But it's even with pets.
Yep.
Like, I have a client who has a parrot, and you can't use any harsh chemicals in the room because it is so deadly to the birds' lungs as well.
There you go. Yep. And same with, say, dogs and cats
Cats.
and that sort of thing. There's always, doTERRA has a really good science research program in regards to using oils around pets, and there's actually veterinarians on that board, and there's veterinarians that advocate for more natural use products in your home. So instead of Glade plug-ins or Scentsy candles or anything like that.
Yeah.
Actually, Scentsy candles, I'm not gonna hate on them too much. I mean, I know they are whatever, but just using that kind of stuff around pets. But then when you try to say, let's put some oil in the diffuser, it's all big uproar.
Yes.
And I'm like, really? Okay. So that's a really good point about pets for sure. One day my husband will let me have a pet. I don't know. I think once I retire and then I'm home and I don't have 7 jobs, that might be it. Okay, out of the kitchen we go. Laundry room, laundry area. So the big thing, I started using my dryer balls and putting oils on the dryer balls instead of dryer sheets.
Yep.
Using my On Guard detergent to wash clothes and everything. But when you're going through, when we should be cleaning out our washing machine, right? Or we should be, I know because I have a front loading machine, if you don't open the door after it's wet, like
it gets the mildew.
it gets
smell.
mildew like very fast.
Yes.
So I have to actually clean that. And so I used to just wipe it, but now I've started putting a little bit of a lemon
Yep.
on my rag and then wiping it, and then just find out that.
Yep. When you have the front opening, and I find this one in mine a lot, so I have to leave the window or the
Yeah.
door open.
Yeah.
But if you push the rubber seal back,
Yep, I can
all in there, you're gonna want to wipe that out as well. You can use vinegar or you can use lemon. Tea tree oil is the best because it's antifungal.
I literally don't do that. I know exactly what she's talking about. I can see it. I never pull it back.
Especially with pets and people with long hair, because the hair gets all stuck in the little vents that are down in there.
That's great. Okay. And we always think about, and we're warned and reminded to be concerned about the vents for dryers.
Yes.
For the dryer, but never think of it at all for the washing machine. So
Yes.
that's crazy. So it's good that when a cleaning company goes in, they know to look for these things, because I just wouldn't.
Also run vinegar through it once a month.
Yeah.
It'll help keeps pipes clean.
Yeah, nice.
Hoses.
Beautiful. That was the big one I wanted to talk about. It was kind of like what you do to like clean out things to keep it running well and to keep your clothes going through nicely. So that was a big one. I think as far as cleaning like the room itself, it's not too bad, but and you wouldn't necessarily like be concerned about people's like laundry or anything like that.
No.
But is there anything in the laundry room other that I can think of?
No, just like the same with every room. You always want to make sure door frames, door handles, doors,
Yeah.
closet doors, just everything somebody is going to touch.
Yep. Cool. Okay, so one more, and you kind of addressed it. We talked about dust and that sort of thing. So bedrooms, beds in specific. So I know as far as like DIYs that I use will be, for my like linen sprays and that sort of thing, and of course that diffuse in the bedrooms and that sort of thing. But anything that you can think of, like, do you ever have clients that ask you to spray mattresses, or flip mattresses, or do anything?
Not as of yet, but I do it in my own home.
Yeah.
So because like my son Chase, almost 14, he's a smelly boy. Most boys are, as you know, you have 2. On his bed, I use the baking soda and again peppermint and tea tree with his especially.
Mhm.
My daughter Serenity and lavender, and I put them on my dryer sheets
Yep.
or my dryer balls when
Yep.
when I dry her laundry. 'Cause she just loves lavender.
Nice.
On my own bed, I use cedar wood with
Okay.
some baking soda, and I add a little bit of tea tree oil too.
See, and her husband probably would like the cedar wood because it's manly and wood-like.
Yeah, so he doesn't like peppermint,
He
so I
doesn't
had to substitute it.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
went with cedar wood.
Nice. Cool. That was one thing too, because when we went from way back in the day to we started with like a water bed, like when my husband and I moved in together. Well, at the time we were just like dating and moved in. He brought his water bed, and that was like dust like and it was gross. And then we got proper mattresses and moved up to pillow tops because we're moving on up, don't you know? And that's something that we don't flip the bed anymore, but he actually does. Like, I have a spray that's like tea tree, it'll be tea tree and something,
Yeah.
whatever. And every week when we do he washes the sheets and stuff. He doesn't spray the mattress, just on the pillow top of that, just in that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. Yeah, I wondered if you ever had to do that.
Not yet. You might have given them some ideas.
And I'm gonna give you all the information to contact Jess, because she totally needs more clients. I mean, she's only had 6 today on a Friday. I mean, she's clearly slacking off.
Clearly.
Clearly. But yeah, I will give you the information for Jess in a post on my oil page, Well Oiled Machine, and you can always contact me through this platform and my email and all that good stuff. But I think that's really all I wanted to do. I wanted to just talk about what you do when you go into a client's home, what we can do to keep it so that when you do go into our home, you're not like, dude, I was just here a week ago. What have you done? At least, you know, at least it's just the surface cleaning. You can, you know. So I appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
Yay.
Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. And yeah, we'll talk again.
Absolutely.
Probably talk about boys maybe next one. I usually do a lunch and learn theme month about men and boys and things, and so I'm sure.
Well, it's not just boys. I have a 9-year-old, and I'm telling you, she's just starting to hit puberty, and she can get pretty ripe too.
Oh no, I don't know what to say. My sisters and I were never like that. I will say that my one sister was all about food in her room, so then the room would get kind of weird, but she was all nice and tidy, and so you'd be surprised. You're like, you know, that's growing fungus, and she's like, she doesn't seem to care. So anyway, I digress. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a great day.